Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet under DC Lasair. Go follow me on Blue Sky and go to dclasair.com. It's pretty cool, and you'll find all the neat things about me there. It's powered by Doros, which is a cool link in bio site. Use my affiliate code to go over there. And if you like what you see, sign up for Doros Pro using the discount code DCLasair to get 30% off for 3 months. And they do give me back a little bit of that subscription. So yay, another way to support me. And today is Tech Friday. I have a guest. It's Urban Bohemian, Brian Gray, right over there. Say hi's.
Hi there. Hi, what's going on? Happy to be here. I am mostly known as Urban Bohemian online, and I am a gamer and streamer, and I put a whole bunch of stuff in the bio that I've conveniently forgotten, but if you just go to like Urban Bohemian, there it is. Wow, I said I was a lot of things. I would say that 90% of those are the truth. You'll have to figure out what 10% are lies. This bio Amazing. Only tells truths. This bio only tells lies. That's all of us putting a bio together. This is just a lie. It's all a big lie. Imposter syndrome.
I did this thing once. Sure. I'll. All right. Fantastic. So thank you all for coming on in, and thank you for the follow. Oh, I got a new follow. I'm sorry. I am juggling a lot of windows today, more than usual.
Like, I just have us and the stream up in 3 tabs, and then a tab open for chat, another tab open for, like, okay, I actually have a lot of windows too, and it is overwhelming. I don't know how, like, people manage this with just one screen, let alone 2.
Yeah, I have no idea how it would do this. Plus, you have to have Zoom up full screen. Otherwise, if you shrink it down, everyone's Windows goes away too. So
you got to leave Zoom alone. Like, you got to leave Zoom alone. Just
yep. You
don't touch anything else.
Zoom is a dedicated space. So, Way Too Late TV, thank you for the follow. Rex, thank you for the resub. Hello, JD Lady, hi. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Welcome on in, everyone. Glad to see everybody. Let me rejuggle windows. That's why I need a 4th monitor.
And don't worry, the Tech Friday on how to lie effectively in your short and long bio, that's coming like Q4 2025. I think we're almost in Q4, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's fine. We'll do it right before PAX Unplugged so everybody can feel very, very non-impostery.
So, as I said, today's Tech Friday.
I will apologize in advance. It is it has been a weird week, and where I live, it's been a weird month, and I just came to have some fun. We're going to talk about tech, and I will try not too hard to derail this entire stream.
Oh, we're going to derail. They'll just accept it now. And whenever you're joining us, just accept there are rabbit holes. We will go down them. All right. Where was I? Oh, first of all, I want to mention the first thing we're talking about is StreamerBot version 1.0.1 because they released another update yesterday. And that added 5 new things to the already long list of things. However, part of that is a thing they call decks, which you can... Oh, hi, kitty. You may have a kitty interruption here.
Oh, my goodness.
Really early, too, for kitty interruption. Oh, hi. Yes, hi. Yes, you can kind of see her on the table. Come here. I know you don't want to. This is my cat, Hannah.
Oh. TikTok has started to understand that I like watching videos of pets, so I am getting flooded with animal videos on all of my vertical video sites, and I am not mad about it.
Okay. All right, go down. Go on. There you go.
How affectionate is she when you're just hanging out and not streaming? Like,
oh, she's constantly rubbing up against my leg and everything like that. Like when I go back upstairs and she hears me and she's doing cat things upstairs, she will trot out to me just to say hi. Won't you? Yeah. You're not going to cause me trouble, are you? We're not biting cords today, right? No biting green screen?
see, that would be the ultimate. I feel the ultimate test of a point, tilt, and zoom camera would be a cat cam that tracks.
Yeah.
With limited range, so we could all basically watch as she approaches the green screen to take a chunk out of it.
You good? You gonna chew on the bag now? Okay. It's got comics in it, so it's fine. As long as
Good
she doesn't
taste.
chew
All
on
right.
the comics, then it's just the bag. But, hey, Ladylike34, hello, welcome on in. Good to see you. So, I was talking about decks, which StreamerBot has also updated in its version, and I have given Brian control over various things, and he'll be able to press buttons and make stuff happen. It'll be great.
I don't know what any of these do. Well, I know what one does because I hit it by accident, and I don't know if I want to hit that one again. But no, I have been given a selection of 6 buttons. This is like an escape room from my, like, I don't know what's going to happen when I press these buttons. They do have labels, some of them. 2 of them, one just has off, so I assume it's an off and on toggle. And one has a word before the off and on, and I don't know what those 2 do. So since I have 4 buttons in front of me, chat, I will say don't pick number 3. Pick a number from 1 to 6, but don't pick number 3. Is that good enough instructions on that?
Yeah, sure. And I don't know what buttons Brian is going to hit, so he doesn't know what they do. I don't know what he's going to hit, so it'll be fantastic.
But because we tried this before, and I was using a web interface, which was not as slick as this, so that's kind of cool. And did you have to create these in the StreamerBot? Like you created them in a StreamerBot interface?
Yeah, they have to be created in StreamerBot itself and then assigned to the deck. And the deck has an option like, oh, you're making a toggle switch or an action. Okay, so this is I understand this space is a toggle switch. What action from StreamerBot are you using for this toggle switch? And then I just select that. And
all right, I am going to put this way down here. Can I get it to, can you? Okay, so the site's not responsive, so it leaves them all in the way. Okay, so I'm trying to get the window in a place where I can use it and see what's going on. Okay, this is a very simple one. We'll just do that. Oh my gosh. Well, that, okay, let me, wait, like.
oh, hi.
Did that remove your audio too? Was that everything or just the video?
That's just the video. I just stopped talking when
Okay, thank goodness. That was rude, scaring the heck out of me. Like, okay, this is already too much power for one person to have over somebody else's stream. Hey, Chrysicon, welcome on in.
Yes, and
that was rude.
making those off on buttons made me giggle, but
okay, I clicked the one that said best button and I don't know what it did.
oh, check chat.
Oh, you. All right. You know what? That's fine. Okay. That's no. That is not okay. Yeah, no, just being able to send DC to the Phantom Zone, I'm here for that. That is totally fine. All right, I know one of these does a loud beep, but I will say that the drawback of this is, again, whatever latency you have. Like I don't have a live window to DC's OBS share. I'm just looking at his camera. Or no, I'm looking at that. Whatever. Brain, stop making words. But I can't see it in real time. So I can see it in kind of real time. So I have no idea what happens if I do. Oh my gosh. Hiding that behind the so you just put, okay. All right. That's ridiculous.
It is. It's fantastic.
That's a thing.
That is a thing.
I don't know what this one does. All right.
And if I put my face just right.
Now, is that using finite singularities, like stroke, low, shadow with like icons?
Yeah.
Or font awesome?
The font awesome. Yep. And you just becomes an alpha key. And so.
How did you set all that up?
So for the font awesome stuff, you have to go to their website.
All right, I think we can safely say that the deck is very functional across the internet. Very
all
nice.
Right, excellent. So yeah, if you want to give someone control of your stream and you use StreamerBot, now you can.
Not me though. Not me. I cannot be trusted with this at all. Okay, I'm gonna put that back over here. That's cool though. So I guess we're talking about two kinds of virtual stream decks today.
Yeah.
Well, sort of deck and stream deck and StreamerBot deck. Yeah, it's a lot of deck and a lot of stream bot.
So, yeah, that was one of the improvements in StreamerBot 1.0.0.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah.
And if you just want those improvements, there's that changelog. And yeah, if you're watching on the vertical format, you've been looking at the StreamerBot window down below us this whole time. And it's a lot. So let's go over to there. And it's a big change from what it used to be. Like anyone who's made StreamerBot videos in the past, most of those aren't going to matter. The commands will still work, but there's a lot of things that just aren't going to be the same at all. So if you install StreamerBot, look at a video that's older than a week ago, you might have some confusion.
Words they're saying. Like, listen to the words they're saying, because like things like actions, integrations, settings, those are all the same, but the user interface is radically different. It looks much more like a modern app now, and yeah, I feel like a bunch of people are going to be going back and maybe updating their StreamerBot videos.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta turn on one thing so I can have my mouse do things.
I forgot to check and see what it looks like on the vertical. Hold on.
Oh, yes. Hi, Kitty. Yes. Hello. I know you're there. Everybody knows you're there. Everyone said hello. So, okay, that's up. All right. So let's go over. Whoop. And this is StreamerBot version 1.0.1. Yeah. Kitty, do I have to take care of you a moment? You good? And as you can see, we have across the top here, this should zoom in. All right. So across the top, we have menu, save, import, export, because you can import actions other people do, and you've always been able to export. The chat activates a separate window. This is how I'm viewing all my chats. They're up in my prompter, so I can read all the weird stuff you people are putting in there. There's an event feed, and if you want to look up global variables. And here's a lot of what's new is this along the left side here, where it says home, viewers, you now have easy menus. Oh, where are my actions? Probably under actions and queues, actions, and then you get this. Your commands are all here, anything you've labeled as a command. The platforms you can connect to. I don't have Trovo or Kick, but, I'm on Twitch and YouTube, so you can do that there. And then the various stream apps, so OBS Studio, Streamlabs, all of these handy menus. Before, it was kind of a mess to try to figure out where something was. But now everything's sort of just on the left here and easily findable. Yeah, oh, hi, okay. Hold on, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I see her trying to be very cute. Not necessarily that she's down for the picking up all the time, but just very much like, pay attention to me.
Yeah. What's going on? I would leave it on the StreamerBot window so we could keep talking about it, but then none of you would see the cat, and that feels wrong. So
But about the new UI, if you've ever read a StreamerBot tutorial or watched a video or had a friend say, oh, go to this and this and this, you had to sort of know the right combination of tabs to find, like, settings for StreamerBot are under settings, but settings for your streams were under like settings and integration. So you had to go through steps. They've made it a lot more streamlined to more quickly find what you want, in addition to adding the thing that everybody loves, which is
right here. And you can search for your sub actions or the triggers, and you can filter your actions.
I do not label my groups the way I should, which is in any kind of order. They don't mean anything. They're just another group.
All right, I gotta take care of the cat, so I don't know, Vogue or something.
I'm not doing that. It's too warm in here for that. It's a nice. We're having really nice weather. If anybody has watched my morning videos, you've seen that we are getting lovely weather here in DC. This is it's a lovely Friday for me. It's also a weekend ahead of a little personal celebrate. So after this, I'm having some wine now. I've already said on stream, this is not a very good Moscato, but don't worry about it. But I'm going to go for happy hour a little bit later and kind of get a nice little walk outside. But while DC is away, I will remind everybody watching, whether you are watching on Twitch or YouTube or Moonbeam, or if you're actually somehow watching from the future, this part won't apply to you if you're watching either from the future or you're watching and catching these transmission waves somewhere else out in space. But if you have questions about anything we're currently talking about, go ahead and throw them in chat. If you have questions about other tech stuff, kind of hold them, because we'll have a point later to ask questions. But yeah, if you have any StreamerBot questions and we can answer them quickly and succinctly, we'll do so while we're talking about it. Otherwise, we'll just ask later. So yes, chat is the secret third thing, the participant in this stream. You just don't have access to as much chaos as I do, because that's awesome. I'm just gonna, yep, boop.
And I don't have easy access to those buttons, so if Brian decides to turn them on, he'll have to turn them on and off. Otherwise, it's just that state.
So I would suggest that if you're going to do something like this, use actions that have after a certain amount of time, they reverse, because, that way nobody has to forget that they accidentally did something.
So what Brian did there. was activate these two actions where I have turn DC on, turn DC off. And those are those buttons. And yeah, it's, oops, I got to, if I go the right thing. And so for that, it's just one sub action. It's an OBS filter. And you right click, you go to add, and you get this whole menu of stuff. And you go to OBS and you can turn on and off, set the state of a random filter, or you can get filter states, things like that. And so if you haven't seen StreamerBot before, it's basically you create a command, and then the sub action tells the command what it does. And then sometimes you'll need a trigger, like when you type !guest in here. That's the trigger that gets Brian's info in the chat. Right? And so you set that in the trigger window up here. And you can also, like you can with sub actions, you can search for the various triggers. You know, if OBS Studio is connected, disconnected, something happens, recording start, stop, scene changed.
When this event happens, aka the trigger, and then what I want it to do is like A, B, C. That is sort of the basis of using StreamerBot to do a lot of things. Most web-based bots, they do like one thing at a time, and it's usually really simple. Like, oh, do a thing on a follow. Great. But what if, you know, like DC or I have tons of scenes and sources. If I want to, you know, turn on a thing, make a sound, change the screen anytime, like I've got to sequence those things in the sub actions and decide what the trigger is. But the easiest thing for me for triggers is like basically I just call the command myself from the Stream Deck, or I call it from a command in chat, and it's really nice.
All right, let me try something a second. Oh, so we were talking about sub actions and searching them.
Okay. So yeah, you have decided that, you know, for instance, in this case, DC wants an action that turns his camera off. He's already created the action. He decided it's going to be based on a button, so he doesn't have to create a trigger for it, but he wants to know what needs to happen. And this one is pretty simple. The the cam gets turned off, so the visibility of it gets toggled. And that's it. Sorry, it gets set to on or off. And he's added a fun filter to it. So this is much more of a little complicated thing that, again, I suggest you go watch Finite Singularities stuff. Then you come and ask us questions afterwards, because we can probably help you after you get the basics. But it's just a filter that makes the TV thing go wink and the camera goes off, and that's it. And it's like, it's simple as it is right now because it's based on a button. But if, for instance, he wanted to create a channel point redemption that said, if you use 100 of DC's channel points, you can turn the camera off, you would be able to add that to the triggers. And you would want to make that redemption within StreamerBot. I shouldn't have used that one because it's a little more complex than that. But essentially, yeah, you make the channel point redemption. Somebody spends 100 points, turns the camera off, which is where I advise you to say, like, only let that happen for about like a minute or two. Don't like let it happen forever, because your chat will troll you and you will never, ever, ever appear again. Ever.
Yeah. And just in case anything was lost from the last time. So StreamerBot, you have sub actions. You know, you create your action. The sub action is what does. The trigger is what triggers the action. You don't always need one. Often you do, but like the on off, because I have it associated with a button in Dex, I don't need a trigger for it. I just tell the deck to do the thing.
Like in chat, the action is the big picture. Overall, what do you want to happen? The trigger, okay, like when do you want that to happen? What makes it happen? And then the sub actions are, what do you want StreamerBot, OBS, etc. to do when that is triggered? And that's why I kind of like to think about it. I think about it backwards versus forwards, because I think, okay, what do I want to happen? And if I were just sitting here with OBS myself, what would I toggle on and off? What would I add? What would I do? All that. And that's how you sort of build it in your mind and then, or write it down. Actually, write it down. That's better. Don't build it in your mind because we're going to forget anyway. But yeah, I think though with this new user interface change, it will be a lot easier for people to find those little, you may find sub actions that you never even knew existed because now you can search for something that matches the phrase you're looking for.
And yeah, and just to go through some of the new options you have, or options that have always been there but hard to find. Like they just added kick, so if that's new to the platforms. But there's all these services. There's a quotes thing. There's a credits thing, which I'm gotta figure out quotes, timers. You can set all these. It always had MIDI, but where to find that, you don't know. And if you know what you're doing with MIDI, great. Talk to me. And then where's the server clients? Because a lot of this stuff with OBS works over a WebSocket server, and you might need to set one of those up here, and hey, it's under servers clients. And then all your settings, and yeah, that's very easy. Again, actions, and right, and then you can set up a history for your actions, see and if there's any pending, the queue, all that fun stuff. And another thing, this is small, but I really like this. Whatever action you're on has this little purple line next to it to let you know you're on it. And I'm like, that is a great visual. And if you're wondering down below here, these are just other categories. So I have Doris, which connects to my Discord. Meld, Mustache Maniac does. He's responsible for one of the action things, right? And I made OBS portable. One of these people does the timer that you see. All these StreamUP, which we'll get to in a minute, does a bunch of stuff for me. The wheel spinner I used on that charity game is right here.
You can just delete that one. You can just you can just click enabled no on all of those. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else about StreamerBot?
It's nice to have them organized. I've said every time I'm on here, I like to have one web-based bot and one local bot. And StreamerBot is a little bit, it can be overpowering if you are new to StreamBots. It doesn't have a quick start. It doesn't have easy things. It does have a ton of people out there who have resources for it. But if you are wanting to do anything odd or fun or funky in OBS, StreamerBot is one of the best ways to go, because you want to change a scene because somebody did gift subs. You want to immediately welcome raiders in. You want to do something like that. StreamerBot is the way to make all of that happen. It's not the only local bot that can do it, but it is one that I would say most of the stream help content creators, it's the one that most of them have sort of glommed onto simply because it is simple to use, but it's also extremely powerful when you get to the upper end of like programming and things.
Yeah, if you know C#, you can even program C# things into it. So
I know like a little bit of it. I know a little bit of it.
I have no idea. I'm in the Discord for StreamerBot, and I look at what people are doing. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. No.
No, I was able to I think Nutty actually has a C# video tutorial. There are a few other people. I made one that does auto shoutouts based on the first time anyone talks in chat, but they have to be within a certain list of people to get an auto shout out. And I had to program that in C# because StreamerBot doesn't really have a way to say something Well, okay. Actually, with the improved if then subroutine, it probably does now, but it didn't have a great way to say if anybody says something and they're one of these people, shout them out. So I had to learn a little bit of C# coding for that. But if you're interested in learning just like the tiniest bit of a language that you need to get a thing done, you can probably already find somebody out there who has already done it.
And if you come to me for that, I can probably point you to one of those people that Brian just mentioned. All right. And, we should mention the if-thens because that changed a lot. Before, if you were, they call it if-else in StreamerBot if you need to set up an if-then statement. And before, it was this long list of things you had to do to make it. Now it's like you set the if, and then below it automatically appears true and false, and those are just subcategories, and you put in what the true is, what the false is, and you're done. It made it a whole lot easier to do that, but that's also understanding global variables and how those work and things like that too. But overall, using it and making that happen is much easier than what it was before.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. And next, I suppose we should go for, since we just mentioned them, we'll talk about StreamUp.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's related to StreamerBot. StreamUp is made by a guy named Andy Lippy. And as you saw in the earlier view of StreamerBot, there's a lot of stream today. So lots of streams.
That is the word of the day. Please do not scream when we say the word, but that is definitely the word of the day.
I mean, you can scream. It's not my house, so I don't care.
That's true.
And makes all sorts of things that you can put into OBS or into StreamerBot. Like I use the chapter marker manager. OBS has chapter markers, but then StreamUp made this chapter marker manager, which kind of just brings it all to another level, and you get chapter annotations, and it makes it much more useful. And that's all because StreamUp made that thing. Well, he released last week, maybe earlier this week.
I think it was last, because we just talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah. A new OBS theme, which looks pretty slick. You can find it here. And if you are a supporter on the Patreon or through Ko-Fi, you can get this. Let me bring it up real quick. And so, yeah, let's see. Let's enlarge a picture of it. And as you can see, you got these nice rounded graphics for and your audio. It looks a lot cleaner. There's a lot more space between things than your regular text. And again, lots of rounded, more space, easier to see things through.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a nice modernized thing. I really like that toggles. When people do that with checkboxes and they turn them into toggles and you can see there's a visual indicator like the green or whatever that it's on or off. I like that a lot. And Andy Lippy is on Twitch all the time, coding stuff coding stuff live on stream. Tons of, I think I was using the chapter marker and then there was something else he made that I ended up using. Some of the stuff he offered for free via Ko-Fi, and I believe now it's all through his website, but it's really nice.
Yeah. And Lurking Rider, thank you for the resub. Hello. Welcome on in. Good to see you. But yeah, check him out. I'm sure I'll be talking more about Andy Lippy's and StreamUp stuff in the future because they make cool things on occasion. And
right.
there's all sorts of things. I can't even begin to go through them all. That would be a whole subtopic on its own.
Just going to schedule that one later on
Yeah.
for another Tech Friday. It's fine.
Like, here's things other people do that are cool.
And then we'll schedule the one that talks about everything DC does that is cool. Okay. Like,
Okay.
not to leave you out of it.
Speaking of things other people do that are cool,
Nicely evaded. Okay.
we have an interesting extension by the creator of Video Ninja. And we were going to use it today to do this, but it didn't work out so well for us. And we'll get to that in a minute. But there it is. It's called extension.video.ninja. And the idea is it has to be in a website. So it has to be like Google Meets, or you have Discord running through your web browser. But it can take video from there and give you a URL of just that video. So say you had multiple people, you could separate them out, get that web URL, put them in OBS separately. And that's the idea. It didn't work for us because when I went to it's a Chrome extension essentially. So when I clicked on it and go, okay, I want Brian's video, it showed me a little rectangle that was my video, and a video that's Brian's video without any problem there. But when I went to copy it, it would not copy the URL, and it just wasn't working. So it just came out a couple days ago too, but I had it working fine yesterday in a couple tests, and I'm like, well, maybe I hit something just right, and this is a bug. But when it doesn't work, when it's almost showtime, you gotta go with plan B.
Yeah.
So
If you go there, you can, and I would say watch his video about it. He kind of walks through. He also talks about the why. He didn't just make a cool thing. He talks about, hey, well, here's why you might like it. I tried it with watching someone's Twitch stream, and I guess for the older school people out there who understand grabbing like the actual video stream URL of a video that's playing in a browser tab and like putting that somewhere else, like in a media player or in a downloader, that's what it's doing. It's sort of going behind the scenes. It's grabbing whatever that web stream is, and it's allowing that to be passed through a Video Ninja kind of interface. So what that means is if you're watching one video service that doesn't have massive copy protection is Tubi, Tubi. I was able to use it on that, get the URL of the movie I was watching, get a browser source for it, bring it into OBS, and have it play on screen. It also works well for Twitch. Probably won't work for YouTube. I'm pretty sure that but there are sites it won't work on, but those are the sites that you would already expect to be fairly well copy protected. However, if you were doing a co-stream with somebody and if you were wanting to do a co-stream and they're broadcasting on Twitch and you want to not capture the entire Twitch window, but just the video, you'd be able to do that. The video would still be running in the background in that browser tab. And this would sort of be like a web-based source clone of that in OBS. And it's one of those things where when you test it out, it will work. And then you try testing it again and maybe it won't work. But it's early days. And I was hoping that we'd be able to try it out because I have more ideas on how to use it. But one of the first things that immediately came to mind is if you can use it with Google Meet or you can use it with a web-based Discord call, the one thing anyone has to deal with when you're trying to like slot a bunch of people into Windows is like clipping them out of the application. And you essentially, in the case of Zoom, for instance, you would have 6 window captures of Zoom in OBS while also not being able to touch Zoom, because if you touch anything, it will get all messed up. And you had to carve each of those out separately, whereas this extension works a little bit closer to Twitch Guest Star or Stream Together, where everybody gets an individual URL for their video stream, and you're able to just copy it right in. It's the kind of thing that people have asked Zoom for. It's the kind of thing people have asked Discord for. And Steve Seguin just went and said, well, okay, I'll make that then.
Yeah, he does a whole lot of stuff. I mean, Video Ninja is pretty incredible on its own, but if you find all the projects he's done, and he's just a one-man army on it, amazing stuff.
So yeah, the fact that this, like, so if once it's working well, I think it'll be awesome. The only difference is that he has released it as a Chrome extension, which means that it works, but if he updates it or makes a rapid patch or a rapid fix, Chrome, the Chrome store may not get the extension as fast. So he also offered instructions on how to install it yourself. It does take a few extra steps, but they're not actually that difficult to do.
Yeah. The only thing his video on installing manually didn't have is that if you're installing an extension, that you downloaded and not from the Chrome store, you do have to have developer mode on, and that's a toggle you can easily see in Chrome when you're in that particular looking for extensions to add to your thing.
So yeah, it's one of the things where once it works, I will probably, I've already mentioned to DC that I would love to test it, which would be getting 3 or 4 friends either on a call, it has to be a web-based call. So even though Discord as a native app is probably smoother, you would want people to use the web-based version of Discord and pretending that you were putting together like an actual play or a panel or a co-stream, and just seeing like how quick is it, how easy is it, how smooth is it to do a recording. Because yeah, it could be a game changer once we, hammer out all the details.
Yeah, once it's consistently working, this would very much be fantastic. And I wanted to try Google Meets because Google Meets provides captions, right? And we see it often. And it's like, okay, well, Google Meets could just be your one-stop shop then, providing you video, audio, captions instead of like, say, Zoom, where maybe you're not using their captioner, which, by the way, Zoom does have a closed caption window that pops out. That was, released within the last year or two. So it's there if you want to capture that. But so instead of using all sorts of things, you could just use Google Meets and that be the thing, because it would be easy, right? And we're trying to reduce the amount of time, like I say on my panel on producing. Usually we're lucky we get 30 minutes before the stream happens to arrange all this stuff. And if you're new, it can take a while. Like, I've only gotten to be faster at it because I've done it so much. And so that's not a speed I expect everyone to have. And that 30 minutes is very valuable to your producer. Don't you may be talking with with everyone else in the cast, but your producer's putting work in, right, to get things going and making sure everything stays solid for the stream.
I have been in some productions where I am honestly impressed I'm impressed at 30 minutes. There are times when I ask, like, are you sure you don't want us to give you 45 or an hour, or even just do you want us to come in, turn our cameras on and wander off kind of thing? Because it can be, unless it's in your muscle memory to know exactly how your Zoom window has to be, how this and all that, it can be a lot at the last minute, especially because you're also hurting performers, which we are cats. So good luck with that.
And I'm going to do a little bit behind the scenes here thing with it. So you notice that Brian's window is in a squircle and it has a shadow behind it, right? And it looks cool. And I was able to do that really quickly, not because I cut out his window and then had to, resize everything and do that, but because I had a nested scene ready that I just added the camera to, and I copied over filters on my view, which is also Squircle with a shadow on it, and it went. So the tip here is use nested scenes and use source clone. Download that plugin for OBS. It will. Those are magical things. And kind of on a related rabbit hole tangent there, but
Yeah, source clone is, oh goodness. I once I realized and understood it, because I used to have separate copy. I used to have like a copy of my camera in every scene. But the drawback of that was the minute that you change the filters on one instance of that, it changes them on all the instances of that. So being able to say, okay, look, my camera is in a scene over here. It is behind a vault. It never has to be touched. It's just done. And then I can clone that camera, and that's where I can apply all the filters, and that's where I can do all the weird things. I can also just have like if I wanted to have 5 clones of the camera on the screen, it'd be fantastic. But yeah, being able to quickly to know, like, here are where my guests' cameras are going to be, and you've already got the filters that you can quickly paste onto it. There's so much power in OBS, and I feel like they're not using it because they're not realizing that they can do it. And sometimes they just think, oh, look, I'm doing the same thing that's worked for me for the past 6-7 years, and that's fine. But sometimes there's just more efficient ways to do stuff.
Yeah. Or there's OBS also provides you with a little more fun ways to do things too, because not every video program, you can make very slick looking things with very advanced video programs, but can it make a squircle? No. You can fade and transition between things. Maybe add a shadow, but it won't make a squircle.
It can make a squircle. DC, we have talked about the squircle thing. I thought you were going to the group about, are you not going to your sessions about the squircle thing? Because no, I'm kidding. That's a joke. But it is a lot easier to do with the right plugins in OBS than I would say if somebody said, oh, how do I do that in DaVinci? I would say, look, I need like 30 minutes to figure it out.
Because you could do it in DaVinci Resolve, but it takes a while, and there's a lot of filtery things. And my voice is going one moment.
Oh. Well, we have been going for a little while. Would it be a good time to take a pause?
Yeah, we'll take a break. As StreamerBot kindly reminds me, it's time to take a break. As well, and Rex, okay, but can you tweak in real time between a square and a circle? Can you make it a twerkle?
That is definitely a new thing I mean, honestly, if you use the Move plugin, then yes, because what you'd want to do, you would use the Move plugin and you would capture the 2 states of transform that you want. And then you use a plugin to actually shift between those 2 states. So you'd want your square, you'd want your circle, and you'd actually want your squircle as a midpoint. And then, yeah, you could just do the thing. So yes, that is possible.
And yes, Lurking Writer, that is the evolutions of the squircle.
I don't know. That final evolution sounds like something I need to get a doctor to check out.
It's good. So while we're getting doctors to check us out, we're going to take a break.
Good idea. Good plan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean,
And-
I'll just do it ahead for you. How about that? Oh wait,
All right.
I've lost connection.
Oh
Am
no,
I?
you're still here.
Oh yeah, hold on. My deck appears to have lost connection.
Oh no.
Oh. So, in active live testing with the deck, I wonder if it needs to be kept awake. Anyway, continue. Oh, wait, there it went.
All right, we'll be right back. Bye. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. We're back. Yay!
Not even a countdown. Not even a count in.
Not even a count in.
Wow.
No, I just went for it. Just hit the
Truly.
button. Look at me hitting buttons. Like no tomorrow. Like I don't care. Yeah. I'm going wild with button hitting. I'll smash all the buttons.
Okay, you know what? Calm down, buddy. Calm down. You were in the zone. A little too much. A little too much. Although that's me. That was me as a kid back when the buttons in the elevators were touch sensitive. They weren't like mashy, and you just wanted to run your hand across them. Or when I get to see TV studios and I just see rows upon rows upon rows of buttons, you just want to mash them all. Like I don't care what they do. You just want to smash them all.
Exactly. Smash the system. Not that one.
Speaking of smash, we're all familiar with sliding into one's DMs because maybe you want to smash. There's a new feature. Hold on. Is it actually live? Let me double check.
It's rolling out, so it might be live to you, but it's rolling out in select markets this week.
Spotify is adding DMs, which I get oh wow. Okay. I'm trying to be somewhat nice on somebody else's stream.
Don't worry about it.
I still do use Spotify for now because I have not yet found a good alternative to go to, because they support a lot of things that we really don't like. But adding direct messages between users, apparently this is both free or premium. You're able to send audio content and messages. If Spotify were just good and it were just a music app that I loved, I totally understand this, because I can send like, hey, did you hear this track? I don't have to text it to you. I don't have to it's right there in your app or pops up in your desktop. It sounds amazing. However, we don't need another messaging service. We're good on those. We're so good on those.
Yeah, I can already share my Spotify playlist via whatever other service.
Mm-hmm. And I understand, because it's what every platform wants to do. If the platform detects that users are using any other platform to send their content, the question is very validly, well, why aren't they doing that on our platform? And in this case, somebody very quickly responded, because we don't have that on our platform. So they've added it. I just, I don't know how, I don't know. I don't know how useful it's going to be. I'll be curious in, let's say, 8 months to see if it does gain legs. But I feel like most people are already plenty comfortable using any other services direct messaging system to send music back and forth.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just go, well, okay. Yeah, I don't have any friends on Spotify anyway, so.
I think that's the thing, is I follow people. I am not friends. So I like, if my actual in real life friend makes a playlist, I'll follow their account on Spotify to get access to that playlist. But we're not friends so that we would send a message back and forth.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, I do say giving it to users that free users is probably going to help solidify it. Because I'm sure like some people just use the heck out of their free Spotify thing. It seems unnecessary to me, but I don't have fears that Spotify is going to try to become a social media platform based on adding instant messages. It just really seems unnecessary because it's such a closed-in system. Mm-hmm. And like I know other people who use Spotify, but we are not quote unquote friends on the service. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll maybe post something in my Discord like, hey, here's my playlist, and it's fine. It's already there. And hi, Jory, welcome on in. But again, it's one of those things that's interesting. We want to see where it goes, or how quickly it fails, depending.
Okay, you just said it.
Or how it succeeds spectacularly, and everyone starts using it and replaces all other messaging platforms.
It's going to be like in Demolition Man. When somebody wakes up and is like, oh, let me send them a text message, and somebody says, oh, you mean a Spotify message? Yeah, that's going to be what happens.
Yeah. Yep. Did you check your Spotify? I sent you the invite via Spotify. Did you look at Spotify?
Mm-hmm. We will never know about the 3 seashells. So yeah, it's they're trying to like side enter the market and say, look, we have DMs on our service, so use that there. I think the other problem with this is you are now asking your users to be your foundation builders. Like you're now saying, hey, if you're not friends with all your friends on Spotify, make those connections now and then start building this up, as opposed to other services where it's already baked in. Like our connections are already there. So good on them for trying. This is not going to go over as well as Spotify Wrapped is all I got to say.
Okay, let's see here. Next is, of course, I had to click something else, and then one window disappeared, and now I need the other.
How many windows do you have open right now?
That's a good question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Answers on a postcard, chat. How many windows does DC have open right now?
10. There's about 11 windows open right now across 3 monitors.
Okay. That's too many.
12. Yeah. 12. Because I got to count the window I have in the prompter. So.
Yeah. It's too many.
all for what you see before you. So it's all for you. It's all for all of you. It's fantastic. All right, and how many of those windows have multiple tabs?
We're not taking questions about the number of tabs. I'm not going to answer that questions on the grounds that it might self-incriminate me. And,
All right, let's move on let's talk about Rodecaster Video. They just did an update that adds NDI to it.
Ooh.
And it's pretty cool. I linked to the video there. Watch the video after this, obviously. But it does an excellent rundown of everything in this update. It's more than just NDI in there. And if you don't know, NDI is a protocol where you can get video signals from a device into another device, basically. And sometimes you can even get it to work across, any boundaries you have. How you set that up, I'm not sure. I really need someone who understands NDI to talk to me, because I'd like to understand. But you could, if you had your iPhone or Android phone, whatever, set that camera up anywhere, and through NDI, have that signal go into your main machine, and you could broadcast that out via OBS, for example. And another thing they added was PTZ camera control. We've talked about pan, tilt, zoom cameras a lot on here.
Yeah.
Which I think are fantastic. And now you can use the Rodecaster video to control some of them. I'm sure there's some cameras that it won't quite work with, but you probably already have a control for those anyway. But you can just do it natively using the Rodecaster video now. And you can make squircles. They've added rounded corners. You can round corners in your...
Like, I don't think people quite understand how amazing rounded corners are. Like, my day job is front end web development, and when I round the corners off on like a thumbnail image, the customer's like, "Oh, wow, that's," and I'm like, it's just a rounded corner. All we did was shade, like,
Right.
you know, you take a die stamp and you just cut the corners. They think it's amazing. So people out here love squircles.
Yeah. And so now it's pretty neat that in this one thing, yes, it costs like $1,200, but right? In this one thing, you can do so much now. They allow you to put in overlays and everything. You could do your whole stream production through, you know, if you didn't want to use OBS or anything, and you just had one of these, you could do it. Because also what you can do now is they make it really easy to tie in your Rodecaster Pro 2 or your Rodecaster Duo into it to control audio through that. Before, it had when it first came out, it had a thing where it kind of wanted you to control the audio through the Rodecaster video, and there was some software, and that was nice, but you really kind of wanted your audio mixer, if you had one, to go in there. And now they made that a lot easier to do as well. So check that out. And it's just really cool tech. And would I want one? Yes, totally. Do I have any practical use for one? No. But would I want? Yes. But it's a lot of money.
That's where we are. We are at the point where these companies are offering these amazing packages, but they are for, I feel like my number one use case for a lot of these people that isn't professional video is, I always say, people who broadcast like local sports games or people who broadcast church services. Mm-hmm. They are the ones that this is aimed at, because you actually kind of have your own editing, your own control room in one piece of software. You have multiple camera angles, pan, tilt, zoom, overlays, all of that. And now with NDI, and I will say it is a lot to get NDI working, and it's a lot to get it working consistently. I have 3 wireless cameras that all work on NDI when they decide to work. And theoretically, I could give the IP address of any of those to DC, and if he had an NDI plugin working with OBS, he could just pop them in as a browser source. That is the theoretical part of NDI. The practical part of making it work, I feel like you need like some degree that doesn't exist yet, because it just never works right. It never works right. But that's what this is for. They want to say, like, you don't need like a massive professional studio. You just need these little things, and we're putting all the stuff you need in it. And yeah, it does cost a lot, but it still costs less than like trying to get professional cameras and studio and all that. Again, with all of these, I think about the use cases and I think about the audience involved. And this is, yeah, you have a podcasting studio, and you don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff. You just need multiple cameras and a way to control them. This would be great, because it's like all in one and done. You need to learn it, which that also sounds terrifying, but that's too many buttons. I just want to smash them all.
Yeah. That's when you come to me and like, I can figure this out. How much you want to pay me to figure this out for you? And I pretty much know what's going on.
I saw your face when we were in Chicago for our finale at Rivals, and they were like letting you sit down, but I saw your face. There was a little bit of going glassy-eyed with all the stuff. Okay, like, yeah, you'll be the expert. You might not be the expert today, but you will be the expert. We felt so professional. It like I've never been to a podcasting or like video studio before, and it was such a professional experience. But I can see that this is that middle of the road. They'd be able to use Rode software and hardware to accomplish a lot of amazing stuff without a massive overhead of money.
Mm-hmm. And they are really kind of outpacing other things in this space at this point, because it used to be
quick.
Atom did not the AE, or not like Atom Vertical, but the other Atom that Black Magic makes, ATEM.
Yep.
They were the go-to for a while because they have video switchers that are, $400, things like that, and you could take Rodecaster Duo, plug that into there, and have excellent video. They were using an Atom switcher at the Rivals finale, and it was great. It works fantastic. But the Rodecaster video can now handle so many other things. There's nothing else on the market that comes close to what this is doing in a package. There might be things that get near it, but some of the stuff it does is pretty special. Now, if 4K is important to you, it doesn't do 4K. I understand that. There are things out there that will. There are more expensive things out there that will let you do 4K. But right now, if you want 1080p, which honestly is pretty darn good, especially because most of us are watching on monitors and small phone devices that really your eyes can't really tell that it's 4K or not.
And this is, it's designed to be video over IP. So it is already very difficult to deliver massive resolutions over the internet unless you also have unless you're sitting on a massive amount of resources. I think what's important with Rode though is not just putting out the equipment, they're building their own ecosystem. Chances are you've already got tons of Rode equipment that you're already using for something. Chances are it's audio, and chances are that just connects to this with one step. So why wouldn't you fold all of these new things into the system, the ecosystem you already have?
Right? I mean, it's why I got this for my wireless microphone, is because I already had the Rodecaster Duo.
You got Tribble
and
for your wireless microphone?
Yeah, I don't splash water on it or anything, so
Don't feed them. They multiply very quickly. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oops. Well.
Mm-hmm. No. I told you.
Yeah, I know. But I use this, and also I got an amazing deal because I had gift cards, so don't tell anyone. But it just
you told everyone
goes right into
on multiple streams. You told everyone multiple tiwant I'm glad because I have questions and the road is calling my name. I just want I want to put a little thing here and just that's it. It looks so good.
And this just connects with the Rodecaster Duo. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Don't get them near Klingons either. Exactly, Lurking Rider.
I'm gonna clip it to a spoon. I'm gonna clip it to whatever random thing I have around the house and just hold it just to make him mad.
No.
It's so bad. Every time I see somebody abuse a microphone in a video, I'm like, why? Just clip it to yourself.
This is designed to be. I'm going to rant now. This is designed to be clipped on, not to be handheld. There's a reason. Clip it on.
I will say I did listen to a video though where somebody was they were appropriately wearing it actually at the t-shirt collar. They were also wearing a necklace that when they were reacting to stuff, it was smacking the mic. So there's a reason that you need to make sure that you do some tests before you just start recording. But yeah, I like the idea of those. I think that's something I may actually add to my wish list because my birthday's coming up. So either I'll treat myself or I'll make puppy eyes and somebody else will treat me to it. I don't know, but I would love to have those. I just don't want them for like, I just want them for like kitchen streams or around the house. I wouldn't necessarily want them like outside because I don't trust myself not to drop it immediately.
I do have to say that on the this magnet's quite good actually. That I can clip it, but I usually use the magnet, and it's quite strong. It works pretty well.
Good. Okay.
So when you see, and I suspect most of the other mics have pretty strong magnets too. I haven't seen anything where people are like, "Oh yeah, the magnet just didn't work and it was constantly falling off." So.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even have to tell you it was made of rare earth metals.
Oh my goodness, we were so into talking about that for the longest time.
Right.
Neodymium, like everybody's like, oh, neodymium magnets. And I'm like, I have had my finger between two of those. I don't want those on anything. Okay. Like those were the kind of things where people got hurt because of those freaking magnets. They are that's a good question. So talking about the Rode mic and the magnetic or clip-on mic, when they can make one in the shape of the Star Trek comm badges from the 90s, unfortunately, because of its square shape, it's actually more of a squircle, let's be honest. It's a little too big to get inside the Delta. So no, though there are still for sale plenty of Bluetooth microphone speaker things that are shaped like the Star Trek comm badge. I also want the game show host mic that is shaped like I need to do the thing and have a big old long cable. I mean, they can make it wireless now. That's fine, but I want a big old yes.
Yeah, you want the Gene Rayburn.
I would host the match game in a second. You have no idea.
Those were awesome.
I'd play the host and I would be Charles Nelson Riley. I would be both. It's fine. And probably Betty White too, because she had some zingers. Like she surprised you like all of a sudden. No, I would love it if if they were able to start again, just for nostalgia, just like nostalgia hardware with current tech. Oh my goodness, I'd buy one of those in a second. I would just be hosting game shows left and right.
Amazing.
Probably sounds so much better now because like you can get a better receiver and condenser inside a smaller okay, I'm sorry. We ended up going places. We have a list
places.
though, so we can get back on track. We have a list.
We can? Okay, cool. There's other stuff.
Just spin the wheel, but not that wheel, and pick one of the.
Right. Let's. All right. I do want to talk about free file converters. This is programs that convert one type of file to another one, because there was a release by someone we're not going to mention at all, and I've even forgotten who they are, but that released something where they go, oh, hey, here's, you want to convert a file to this, and they used a bunch of free libraries to do it, and they made it paid. So that got a lot of negative traction over on Blue Sky, and even people are going like, why did you do this? And that suddenly that account is blocked by the creator.
So I have like a side conversation into this because I talked about this on Blue Sky a little while ago. I was on Instagram. Sadly, I'm posting more to other social media because we cannot escape the capitalist hellscape. And there was an ad for an app that had been seen on the Drew Barrymore show. And it was you just put any recipe website into this app and it will grab the recipe from it and put it into your own personal little cookbook. And I was like, okay, first off, we had a lot of sites that did that. And a lot of them were using AI to do it, which was bad. But we had them and it was free. It wasn't great to use them, but it was free. And as somebody who writes recipes on their blog, it's hands on site if I ever see you. But they were charging, the app was charging money to do this. And I'm just like, you could just like go copy paste a recipe off of any website you want for free. You could even like make an Obsidian like database and just put them in there.
Use the web clipper and.
But this is a very new thing where someone is quote unquote coming up with an idea that sort of already exists and they're just slapping a price tag on it. And because they're good at marketing, it looks all cool. The file converter was the same. The person did all the right call outs. Oh, well, you just don't trust if you're putting your file on a website, you don't trust that. This is all local and it does all this. And it was great until people, they went and said, well, you're using free libraries to do this, some of which specifically state you should never charge for this. Like you should never have to pay for this. And there are several websites out there that, if they were holding on to your data, like we'd have known it by now. Like also, do I really care if somebody is grabbing the Twitch clip that I am converting from MP4 to 8? Like, does anyone care? I don't. So there are already free sites that do this file convert. The one I've used for the longest is Cloud Convert. And the reason for that was like you had to convert like a PDF into PNGs really quickly. And there is a paid tier for Cloud Convert, so it's not free, but if you had to do one thing really fast, you were good to go. There was another one I had to refresh the screen garden. Vert.sa. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah. It's essentially, there's just tons of these that will do it for free. And it's open source, which open source is the backbone of the internet. So when somebody tries to take something that's open source and then slap it behind a paywall, people get really mad. Like, really mad. And unfortunately, this person was pilloried. And their response, as opposed to responding, was to simply block everybody who had a problem with it. So, yeah. Not that not that these apps aren't useful. Like I have Handbrake on my system because mostly what I do on my system is convert video. So I love Handbrake for that. But there, every now and then somebody will send me like the number one thing that always happens is somebody sends you like a LibreOffice file and you need to convert it to something else. And I'm like, I just go to the internet for that because it will do it in a second. And that's the number one thing. When your converter can convert like the free Office files into like the more standard ones, you've made it. So yeah, use free things and, just run a virus check and a security check on your system and block ads, etc. But use the free things out there. Don't just let somebody say, this is great. You just have to pay me a monthly or whatever fee. And you should ask why. Why am I paying you for something that is available across the internet for free and has been for a long time? And, I say that as a LimeWire refugee. Not even like, look, if we have a non-recorded DC Lasair stream, the floodgates will open about how I have navigated the internet, but no, I just feel like, it's becoming a trend. And I feel the reason it's happening is, people are probably using a little bit of vibe coding from AI and they can quickly use it to develop an app that just happens to do the same thing that these sites have already done for free. And they're trying to just make a little coin, which I'm not mad at, but don't act like what you've invented is new when it's existed forever. And you're not even inventing a new, better way to access it, so rant.
All right. So we're going to kind of stick with third-party stuff and things like that. And because Google is going to block sideloading of unverified Android apps. So they say that a lot of Android devices are being attacked through third-party sideloading apps that just a whole ton of them are bad, which might be a case. Maybe. But then there's really great third-party developers that don't have the cash flow to pay for or go through the verification system or whatever they require to make an Android app that are perfectly fine and useful.
Oh, this one is tough. Because, like, we've all accepted that they, like, to borrow from the Matrix, it's about control. Like, they control the locks, they control all the doors. We've already accepted that. And the problem is, though, you may have given me an iPhone, you may have given me an Android phone or a tablet or whatever. This is a computer. You give me a computer, I can just put whatever I want on this thing because it's a computer. So I've always been in favor of jailbreaking stuff and sideloading things. We did have, Apple recently cracked down on a lot of developers. And one of them did lead to a confirmed people were using this app to steal information. So it's not that it doesn't happen, but the way they're going about it does feel like it's punishing people who can't afford to incorporate themselves as a company and pay these massive fees to get their application verified. It's like, it's a lot. I am looking up the developer verification process right now, actually, because I am curious.
Yeah, so, people need to... I mean, what's been true about the internet since its inception is people need to be better at checking things out and using virus checks and, checking apps in multiple locations before using them. That kind of always been the case. And just giving better security knowledge to everybody helps a lot, too, with that. At least most of the time, some people will still refuse to accept such knowledge and advice.
But yeah, I really feel like, like you should always, I guess what I say is if you're downloading an app to do shady stuff, you kind of already know what pool you've like dipped your toe into. But if, for instance, you're just trying to buy a cute game for your kid, make sure you're checking to see that that's the like it's not a clone of the game, it's the actual game. Double check things like that. Because it has happened where people have put malicious apps into the App Store for both Google and Apple. It's not impossible, but when they're doing this, they are kind of, it's seen as an additional barrier for small developers to have to get over, and it keeps a lot of innovation out of the field just because, like, there's just this wall. It reminds me of when Twitter started charging more for their API, and you had people who were developing amazing things on Twitter, and all of a sudden they could no longer afford to because they couldn't pay per tweet or per use or per API call. And it was like, that's it. All these things just stopped working overnight because they're like, yeah, we can't afford it. Like, we don't have $10,000 a year to pay that guy. So, and I'm like, yeah, no, understandable.
All right. Anything else you want to cover that? Otherwise, we'll move back into fun things.
We didn't really talk about it, but I'd love to go back up and talk about the virtual Stream Deck.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do that.
Because we kind of glossed over it a little bit.
Yeah.
Our note is, what are our thoughts? My thoughts are, I love it. Like, it's cool. And DC showed this off. When did you show it off? 2 weeks ago? Last week?
Yeah, a week or two ago, it seemed like. So I'll put up a window here. And oops, wrong button.
The way the virtual Stream Deck works, it is if you have a Stream Deck of any kind, any size, and you have updated your software to the most, I think they're on 7.0 now.
Yeah, 7.
You've updated your Stream Deck software. You have access to create virtual Stream Decks, and they sit on your desktop, and you can use them. You can copy, there it is. You can copy the same button that you would normally use on your physical Stream Deck to the virtual deck that sits on your system. And for me personally, this was a bit of a game changer because I have a Stream Deck XL, and even though it is in a powered USB hub, it was still running into power issues. And I was able to create a virtual Stream Deck with the same buttons on it, and those acted lightning fast. Like, they are actually faster than using your physical Stream Deck, which is kind of wild, but the fact that they said you at least have to own a Stream Deck to make it work. I'm like, okay, so they've already got your money. Now they're like, yeah, just make a bunch of these. It can operate in the exact same way. And I verified today that it can also have profiles. So if you, I'll bring up DaVinci Resolve again. If you happen to have actions for DaVinci Resolve, but you don't necessarily want your Stream Deck out while you're doing it, you can put a profile to say, when I had DaVinci open, use this virtual Stream Deck profile and just pop it on your screen. I don't use a hotkey yet. I could definitely put a mouse hotkey on it, but I just like having it. I overlay it over my chat window when I'm streaming, so I can just quickly do BRBs and things like that. But I really am kind of sold, and I'm wondering if my desktop might suddenly start to change and just have like permanent decks sitting around the corners and just hanging out.
Yeah. And what I was showing off in the demo window is I have a virtual deck tied to one of my mouse buttons because I'm going to open Spotify a lot. I'm going to open Obsidian a whole ton. So I have a button that just opens Obsidian. I have mouse pointer, magnifying glasses, stuff I just need that I don't want to find the button for. And it's just right there, a couple mice clicks away. Mouse clicks? Mises clicks?
Mises clicks?
Yeah.
I also think that's part of it is I can type tons without looking at my keyboard. I cannot use my Stream Deck without looking at it. And having the stream, like moving the Stream Deck, and I've seen people who they will 3D print like something to have their Stream Deck like in front of them as opposed to on the desk. So I get it. But having just the 6 buttons I need, or 12 or whatever, and they're just kind of hanging out right in front of me to click with my mouse, it's a massive shift in convenience upward for me, and I really, really like it. And I think because it can sit on top of anything, and I say it's not captured. So if I were playing a video game, I could have that sitting on top of the video game. You still see the game, but I have immediate access to all of my Stream Deck buttons right there on screen. I like it. I like that. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. I mean, I'm just playing around with like 6 buttons right now, right? And but I want to do more. I want to have, get a couple that just sit on a monitor and be like, these are the buttons that do these things.
Do the long boy, like do the actual, like just 13 Stream Deck buttons right across the top of your monitor or right below, right above your taskbar all the time to be like, yep, these are the things I actually need to do. And yeah, like opening convenient things, like to mention one of the Video Ninja websites is a shared clipboard. So like you, on one machine, you put something in the clipboard, on the other machine, you have it open, and it's immediate, like basically it's like copying back and forth. Just have a button that immediately opens up that website into a tab. It's one of those convenient things. And I have sung the praises of the Stream Deck in physical mode, and now having a virtual version, like I would really, oh geez, as a GM, if you're running a game and you have it linked to sounds, you don't have to like go find the thing. You can just, come on. It's like,
That'd be great.
Yeah. So Yeah, I think if you yeah, if you're looking for something that can be a nice, because we used to live in an era of always on top mini apps. Like one of the was it Windows? One of the Windows things, I feel like it's the first time they did a home thing. It lived on, like, this is always on. What was a post-it note thing and this and that. Having this is nice. Winamp. I mean, yeah, Winamp was always on top because you just wanted that visualizer all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Foolish. They have said that it works as long as you have a Stream Deck. So it's from the first version all the way up to the XL, the new ones, the Stream Deck Plus, any version of the Stream Deck. So yeah, you would need one functioning Stream Deck to be on your system and connected for it to work.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic idea, and I would be surprised if they didn't go, okay, let's just set up a payment scheme for the virtual Stream Decks.
Because they already allow you to have, they have the mobile app, right?
Yeah, they have the mobile
that
app.
you don't need. Yeah, like and they did say that the virtual Stream Deck is currently, quote unquote, in testing / early access kind of thing, but it's pretty finished.
And I'm going to segue. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Go get a scooter.
Show's done. You could put all those virtual Stream Deck buttons on this thing by Corsair, which is a cool looking 14.5 inch LCD touchscreen, which is currently out of stock. It's only been available for like a week or less.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, that is so slick.
Yeah. Shift windows here so y'all can see the bigger picture, but yeah, it has a magnetic backing, comes in 256 by 720 resolution, USB-C or HDMI, and it all touchscreen. You could put it inside your PC as well.
That's a little much for me.
Yeah.
But still kind of cool.
And so, yeah, I don't even remember the price because like 2 days ago it was still available. And now today it's like, oh, no, sorry. We're out of stock. But this would be a nice little screen just to put chat on or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, plus Corsair's been around a while. We know they usually make solid products. Detachable magnetic stand. I mean, come on. So yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool. And just wanted to bring it to people's attention.
Yeah, I could definitely see like those being that could be on your desk. That could also be something you side mount to a monitor, like a little like we're also talking about, oh my goodness. We're really just talking about making your Starship cockpit from all of these things now, from your physical Stream Deck buttons, a nice little keyboard, and some virtual touch screens on the side. We're really just building a Starship cockpit.
Yeah. Which,
yeah.
I mean, I'd love a Starship cockpit. Give me LCARs. Exactly. I don't know if it's still around because I haven't had an iPad for a while, but there was an iPad app that did the LCARs thing on it. That was great.
I had that. I have one of the active wallpapers that does like the LCARs on my phone, and it's kind of cute. But I realized it made me think like you really you must have needed some lessons to move from like using a regular keyboard and mouse to using that in the Star Trek universe. Like, because you don't see people typing, like you very rarely see people typing one letter after another. They're just doing the finger thing just out of shot, and you hear beep, 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 beep. You don't know if they're typing or if it's a different form of future shorthand that they're using, but I would love LCARs.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. This other thing I want to talk about is something you brought to our attention, which was a service coming out called Arcane Circle.
Oh, hold on. That's in the other. We are currently using Screen Garden, which DC has mentioned before, which we also kind of forgot to mention that we're using that today.
We'll wrap up with that.
That's fine. Yeah, DC gave me access to, do you have any ideas for links today? And of course, I just immediately copy pasted everything in my brain. But I saw somebody is building up a new, and to harken back to our previous conversation about building a paid thing for which things already exist. So I have a little skepticism about it. But they're building an all-in-one platform for TTRPG stuff. It looks like they are planning on combining a lot of familiar things. So it may have elements of start playing, it may have elements of virtual tabletop, it may have elements of like D&D Beyond, things like that. But so far it's just coming soon, wish list it, join the Discord, that kind of thing.
Yep. And you gave me a Blue Sky post as well.
Yeah, when you head to their stuff, it's going to be a lot of the, I assume, founder kind of doing videos, short videos, which is great for advertising. I personally don't wish to join another Discord. I'm already in too many.
Yeah.
But that's probably where you're going to get the most info on them as they move towards development. And yeah, it's like, I have reservations, and that's only because, are we going to once again try to fill the market with TTRPG things? And is there a market there for TTRPG things? Or are we going to run into everybody's out here building a site, building this, building that, and people aren't willing to pay for it because they have plenty of free tools that they would already use.
Yeah, so kind of something keeping an eye on, seeing where they go with it. And, I've already gone over my Obsidian workflow and how I use it in TTRPGs plenty of times. So, it's, to me, these things are more curiosity. Like, what are you doing? What's going to be unique about your product that might go over there? But, yeah, so there's another one. Again, keep an eye on it. It could do some really cool things, and hopefully it does. So, because we've heard multiple stories of how hard it is to be a developer of a thing, and we know people that are developers of things, and so if you're an independent developer and you're doing a thing, hats off to you, because it's hard work.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about Screen Garden then. We got a few minutes left here.
All right, sure.
So, how was your experience?
My experience with Screen Garden has been pretty good. It does. The only thing I've noticed is every now and then it sort of loses connection, like I have to refresh and restart. But otherwise, in terms of me having access to, I know what is a little piece of your database, is very simple. I was able to log in. I was able to edit the documents that were there for me to edit. I was able to use Markdown to do so. I did a lot of like load testing to see what Markdown I was able to use in Screen Garden and what I wasn't. But yeah, we had, like, I'm trying to think, what did we use before?
We were using Notion.
We used Notion before. So, but this as a live, like, I'm not in DC's Obsidian. I'm in like a little offshoot of it, and I can add all my stuff. And it was nice. Screen Garden. So screen. This is the one thing we've talked about that doesn't have the word stream in it. Just the one thing.
Everything else has been streamed something.
Yeah, everything else has been streamed today. But I found it very easy. It's really, once you understand Markdown, and if you don't, it's really easy to find some cheat sheets for Markdown. Once you get Markdown, it's very easy to add stuff to it. I didn't have to format things, but I like formatting things because it makes my visually makes me happy. But yeah, it's a really easy for us to share stuff. One thing we haven't actually done is make changes to it while we're in it. We just used it for reading. But I feel like it worked really well. And yeah, like I didn't have to know anything about anything. I just was like, oh, I can create a new document. I can edit a document. Good to go.
Yeah, and it is very easy to set up. You basically, there's a bit of software you download, or a plugin you download into Obsidian. You give it a key so it can handshake with the website. There's a free trial for a few days, which is nice, and you can go, okay, you don't have to know Obsidian, but I use Obsidian a lot, so I need stuff in Obsidian. Here, go to this website, put stuff in here. I'll organize it. Just, start typing and have fun. And I would also like to thank Rex and Mimics and Misfits, because we have this because of their generous donations to it. We have it for a year. And so thank you so much for doing that. It has been a really good experience using. I've really liked it. I think it's a great tool, a great way to get other people in on your Obsidian vault without having to have people know Obsidian or manage community plugins or anything. And right. They are relatively new, and they said that next week they're going to be doing an update to Screen Garden, so we'll get a whole bunch of new features next week. Which they just announced a couple days ago. Otherwise, I may have delayed this and gone, okay, well, let's see what Screen Garden does next week. But yeah, it's pretty good, and it for the price, it does beat out the Obsidian way of sharing vault sharing. And the other idea was real-time thing, so that we didn't have to do some sort of vault sync. I didn't have to go, okay, do you have, what service should I put this vault in? Should I put it in OneDrive? Do you use Google Drive? Do you use iCloud? What should I put this in so we can share it? And then we would have to remember to, update that copy of it, of the vault constantly. And it's just like, no. I want to have as low friction as possible of you getting information that we need for the show or whatever into Obsidian, where I can use it and love it and create database around and do all the things, and make that as low friction as possible for other people.
Yeah, like having the folders are really easily named. It has also, as a guest on a show, it has things that I would immediately look for. The run of show, like there was a place for me to put my information so it could go into the command. It even said it needed to be under 200 to get down to YouTube. I meant to add a link to to an online character counter in there, but I'll do that after we're done. Because I had to shave it down a little bit to fit it all in. And I think it comes out at like 198 characters. And emojis, like sometimes emojis are hard because like they may take up multiple characters. So you don't know. And then we had just like all the links. So I could see previous stuff. So if I had something that I'm like, oh, let me check if you've already covered this or not. And that was just a big dump area to put all the links in, and then whatever made it into the run of show. So yeah, it was a seamless experience for me to use. So yeah, I'd be interested to see what this is like at scale. Like if you had like 10 people all trying to use this at once, but in general, in terms of like one or two people popping in and doing this, very easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course I spend a lot of time thinking about shows and things like that, and so that's why I have the folders there are like 5 folders total. I made the run of show, the guest info, one I just called idea dump, and links are the main folders, and that's it. Everything goes into one of those folders. You just make a note, move it into where you want it. If I need it somewhere else or need to do anything with the data, I can, but all you gotta do is find the folder you need, or just write a note and drop it in. You're good.
I guess what I'd be curious about from your end is restricting access. Like, would it be possible for you to have a single screen garden with multiple people in it, but each of those people can only access like a document versus seeing all the documents? That would be the kind of thing, because yeah, if you were running a game and you wanted your players to send you updates, but you would give them access to just one document, but you wouldn't need to have multiple databases. That would be something I'd like to see. That would be fun.
You can do that with Screen Garden.
Yes.
You can restrict what people see. Now for this show, it's the whole vault's open up. But yes, some kind of secret garden. The amount of times I want to say secret garden and not Screen Garden.
For me, it's Sound Garden. I want to keep saying Sound Garden, and then Black Hole Sun starts playing in my head. It's a lot. Or Ina Garden, because who doesn't love Ina Garden?
Right. Yeah. Is that you, Kitty? Oh, that's you, Kitty. All right, I'll do one more, Kitty, and we should... Oh, no, you're going away now. Bye, Kitty. Okay, well, she just wanted to make sure I knew she was there.
That's what cats do.
Yeah. All right, so once again, thank you, Rex. Thank you, Mimics and Misfits, for letting us use Screen Garden. It worked out really well. I'm really happy with it. And yes, Rex, if you ever need to know anything about it, you can just message me, and I'll be happy to tell you, cat, human, I exist as a lurking writer. I mean, yes. That's all they sometimes need to do. And thank you, Brian, for being here. Tell folks what you're doing, who you are, all that fun stuff.
I'm pretty much everything it says in that. I lied earlier and said it was only 90% true. It's like 100% true. I'm pretty much everything down there. You can find me on the internet mostly as Urban Bohemian. I mostly post on Blue Sky. My videos are streamed live on Twitch. They go up on YouTube. All of that is Urban Bohemian. If you want to find me on TikTok, because I have been doing like daily videos there, that's Urban Bohemian with an underscore. Next up, I will be, what is it, Friday? It is Friday. I will be streaming tomorrow morning. I'm probably going to be back to Dragon Age the Veilguard, although I did just install Destiny Rising. I installed it on an emulator on my Windows machine, so it is a mobile game, but the emulator actually pretends to be an Android tablet on Windows, so I may do a look at that as well. Otherwise, it's just all Dragon Age all the time, and probably more silly than usual this weekend. It is my cancerversary, so I get to celebrate I don't say beating, but surviving cancer again. So if you catch me on social media, it's probably after a happy hour, so please don't pay attention to anything I say.
Excellent. All right. And I've been your host, I suppose, DC. I do stuff across the internet under DC Lasair. Go to my website, dclasair.com, to find all the things that are me. Follow me on Blue Sky, because that's mostly where I post things. I'm just looking at the last couple messages on chat, so... Okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Lurking Rider. Appreciate that. And... I have a bunch of... If you go to my website, there's a section called TTRPG Resources. There's a bunch of them for free, including an Obsidian Vault. As Lurking Rider points out, did I talk about Obsidian yet?
You?
Yeah, of course.
An Obsidian Vault? You?
I know,
Obsidian?
right?
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't track.
I made something in Markdown? What? But yeah, check out all those. I have created a monster. Yes, it is partially Rex's fault. But check out all those. They're free. I'm going to make some more now that Obsidian does databases. And I'm really excited. And it's going to... There's still stuff up for Notion. Those are going to go away because I can do it all in Obsidian and just make it free, and I don't have to... I'm getting away from Notion because they constantly shove AI in my face, and I'm getting tired of it, and I don't have to pay the money for Notion anymore as well.
I am waiting for that bubble to pop. Oh.
Yeah. So it's just a personal thing. But next on the list of things is I want to do the big project I did in Notion was the pre-production, production, post-production database where you could just start filling out things for a show and having all the details and take you forward to that. So that I might get started on that next week. And I don't know, that takes me a while, so it might be a couple weeks before that actually comes out and is available. But I'm looking forward to doing that. And then there are some other things like a DM screen and a player's sheet, and you'll have my takes on those too. So that's what's coming up as far as projects I'm doing, and nice. Projects I'm doing with Obsidian and Markdown. So yeah. So thank you for coming in. I'm Brian once again. Spectacular. Thank you for coming on in. I always appreciate it when you can be here and tell me about a lot of things I don't know. And that's why I invite you. On. So
I don't know anything. Like we both flounder with this software all the time. Like that's just what we do.
We're good at floundering. Fish sounds lovely right now, though. Anyway, nice flounder. Salmon. Ooh.
Well, fish taco action could be nice.
Fish tacos would be good.
Oh, that's okay. All right. All right.
So, all right. And I'm going to pan my camera over so you can all kind of see Kitty and maybe tilt this way, pan this way. Tilt down a little more. Okay, there we go.
Oh my! See, yeah, she's like, hey, 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 hey.
All right, thank you all for being here. I will be back Monday with more Expedition 33. Maybe something will make sense. I'm not counting on it, but we're doing side quests towards the end game, so cat butt.
Good luck with that
for you all.
See, you stopped.
And,
no,
I stopped. Oh, sorry.
I will say, it's so fascinating to see this because, like DC will pick her up, and she's into that for a minute, but really not. This is the affection that she likes. This is the attention she wants that he can't do when he's streaming.
You coming back? What you doing? You thought about jumping up on top of this chair, didn't you? Oh, what are you doing?
Oh. Please subscribe to DC. Subscribe to DC's Ko-Fi or Patreon for basically just 5 hours of uninterrupted footage of Hannah wanting attention off the side. That's see this is kind of fine, but actually not really fine.
All right, I'll leave you all with some cat moments. I don't want to deprive the audience of cat, so we'll do this for a little bit till she's tired. Actually, wait, how long are you doing this for?
This is impressive.
Are you?
Wait. Oh well. There's a little. Okay. Yeah. There it goes. There it goes. All right.
Okay. All right. So thank you all for being here. Thanks again to Urban Bohemian. Follow him everywhere. Urban Bohemian. Brian Gray. Do it. It's amazing. It's amazing to follow Brian. So I'll see you all then. Thank you all. You've been wonderful in chat. Thank you for the resubs and the follows. Appreciate it. And I will see you all on Monday. And check out Brian's stream tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, get up early. Do it.
Do it. Do it now. Fast forward time. Bye.